Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the field.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for a man, y'all get it. My QB got swag, my wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's
Here
a
comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, dig back here and welcome to the biggest game of the year, Philly Shakedown podcast. What a game. Joey Shakes, what is happening, my man? How are you?
We saw pure domination tonight. A lot to talk about regarding a lot of things, but this was an interesting game, and I think one of the better games that we've had, and it was really good. It
was
not
absolutely fantastic. Yep, no doubt about it. Let me say hi to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys being here. Drew, what's going on? Splenda, John Bliss, Ethan, Colt Status, Kavai, Snag, always chilling. Easy is his name. Anybody that I missed, I apologize. But thank you guys so much for being here. Antonio, Talon, Tanner, thank you guys so much for being here. Zay Boogie, thank you for Super Chat. Brandon Graham out for the year. That's probably was his last snap. Let's win it all for Brandon Graham. Hate to see it. Yeah, Brandon Graham, I don't know if you heard, but out for the year with torn tricep. My feelings are simply absolutely sucks. I thought he had his best game that he is having in the last few years. However, I don't know. I'm not so sure I believe Brandon Graham's going to go out like this. I believe there's a chance he comes back next year.
Yeah, if the Eagles want him back, then he will come back. If they don't want him back, then he'll most likely retire. He will never play in another uniform. It just won't happen. So it really sucked. I mean, it was already enough that we were kind of worried about when Josh Sweat went out, and then we were worried about that. So you're running a little thin right now with no Bryce Huff, and now no Brandon Graham right now.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Jesus.
It sucks. It sucks. They're all attacking me. They all want me to hold them. We got to do it for 55. We will. I know it sucks that he's hurt. It does. But I mean, listen. I think we're still good enough. This defense is legit, and it is for real. And we will go on. We got to win it for him. He'll be around the team and things like that. It definitely sucks, man. I want to get him one. That's for sure. Super Blaze, thank you for Super Chat. Brandon Graham out for the season is terrible news. It's horrible news. And I mean, torn tricep. It's like, damn it, man. It's like, it sucks because he looked so dominant.
He had a sack, a tackle for a loss. I mean, he almost almost got the Matt Stafford on another play and tipped and got hit the back of the ball of his hand. Was great. He was great. He was fantastic today.
I thought it was his best game in probably 2 years. Like it was that good. I mean, he was really dominant. Nicholas, thank you for Super Chat, man. He was just leaving SoFi. The atmosphere is all Eagles. I bet it is. And we wish Brandon Graham the best. And it's not. It makes the win a little less fun and enjoyable. But listen. At the end of the day, I got to say, I think this defense is legit. I think those young guys proved itself. I mean, dude, the Rams would rather throw. They would rather throw to against Slay and then Rodgers. They didn't even want to go at Cooper DeJean or Mitchell, man. Those guys did a great job again. Great job.
Yeah, I agree.
It's crazy. So I think I feel like, the Brandon Graham thing sucks. But I also think, realistically, Brandon Graham is part of the rotation as a rotational player. He's not going to be he's not a 15 sack guy. So I think we'll survive it and we'll get by it. I hate to see it. I hope he comes back and plays one more year with the Eagles. I don't want him to go out like that. But, I mean, this team isn't going to collapse because they lost Brandon Graham.
No.
They are going to be okay.
Yeah, and I think what the Rams are really keying on offensively is double teaming Jalen Carter, because Jalen Carter really didn't do much, but obviously you create those one-on-ones on the outside for Milton and some of these other guys that made some good plays. Milton Williams, another player that did a really good job, had a sack today. I think he had a strip. He did really good, man. That's a man that's getting paid next year. And, shutting down, everyone's going to start, to double team on Jalen Carter in these games now and take him out of the game. And it's definitely going to affect us, no doubt. But they need to find a way around it, whether it's 5-man fronts or whatever they're going to do to create some one-on-ones.
Yeah.
So.
Desmar says Mitchell gave up his first touch. He did give up his first touchdown, but he still played really good. I mean, let's be honest. That was garbage time touchdown.
It was garbage time.
It was over. It was garbage time. They didn't even have their linebackers in. They didn't have any safety help. Sidney Brown was in. It was. I'm not. Mitchell did a great job. I mean, Puka Nacua caught like 11 or 12 yard. The thing I like about these guys is whenever they somebody does catch a ball on them, they tackle them right away. There is no yards after catch, and I think that's a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
FAA says our prayers up for Brandon Graham. Absolutely. Nick, thank you for super chat. He goes, we always have a freak injury against that team. I know, right? That's true. We do. It's weird. But the last time we had a freak injury against them, what happened? We won a Super Bowl. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. Alex White, a member for 8 months. Thank you so much for being a member. If we don't beat ourselves, we are hard to beat. I agree. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk about Saquon Barkley. I'm trying to focus on this defense and make sure I give them their kudos first.
Yeah.
Because what Saquon Barkley did tonight was freaking unbelievable. But, I mean, I thought the pass rush was really good. I thought they were really good. And I thought that even though Jalen Carter wasn't maybe getting, sacks and putting statistics, he was dominating inside. And it was opening things up for guys like Williams and stuff to feast. I thought the defensive line was really good.
Yeah, and I think, the defense had a slow start. I mean, Kyron Williams had like 120-something yards, whatever it was the first half. So they were getting some runs on us. They weren't, they were a little off from the start, a little bit. And obviously that fumble happened, which on Kyron Williams, which was great. They popped it out. Obviously the offense scoring that field goal, taking at least 3 points on that drive. So the defense tightened up. And, I thought they did a good job. I thought they definitely got the adjustments are getting better as the game goes on with Fangio. They definitely get better, and we could really trust that now, which is great. So,
well, they went down like the first 2 drives. They go. It's like they go right down the field. I thought the refs were absolutely atrocious in this game, dude. Like this was some of the worst reffing football I have seen. Both touchdowns for the Rams came off of big pass interference calls that were just bogus, and they were shit. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. And but they were moving the ball the first 2 series, and then it was like the Eagles shut them down. The Eagles, when they adjusted, the Rams really could do nothing left. I mean, it was the adjustments and the way that defense played, man. I thought they were lights out, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Green Blaze the Flag Eagle says, fire up Jalen Hunt. We need somebody to rise up. I mean, somebody's going to have to step in and fill that spot. J-Bo, thank you for super chat. He goes, that boy Milt Williams is goddamn dull. He is. He looked good today. He looked really good. Now, Ocean, welcome to is this me or you?
I do not know.
I think it might be you.
It is me. Ocean Steck, thank you for joining the SHAKESQUAD Army. Thank you so much for joining up, man. Much appreciated, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my man. Let's see here. Brian Pumper, what's going on, my man? He goes, Rams are weird as hell. They still doubled Jalen Carter when we went 5 defensive line. I guess that wasn't a great game plan since the others 8. I guess not. I mean, I think a lot of that with Jalen Carter was they remember what Jalen Carter did to them last year. The Jalen Carter dominated them last year. So, that's what they did. That was their way that they handled it. The Rams, look, we've heard it all. Like, oh, the Rams got Stafford. They got their top receivers back. What are you going to do? You're going to learn your lessons. You guys are going to come down to earth. And then come down to earth. I mean, to me, I think those young rookies showed that they are who they are.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams were going into this game relatively healthy, probably the healthiest as they really been, in a tight spot in the NFC West right now. Between everybody is pretty much one game away in that division right now. So this is potentially a playoff team, going forward. So and Stafford was, he was in the beginning. The pressure wasn't there. They really didn't hit him that much. He was sitting in the pocket, calm, cool, collected, and getting some throws off. But, they started to rattle him a little bit. And, they started to get a little bit more aggressive, and they were great.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Antonio Holmes says, Carter didn't do much. Question mark. Wish Williams wouldn't have done anything without Carter. Yeah, you must be talking to somebody else. Without creating him on double teams, Carter was doubled a high percentage in history, according to commentators. Yeah, I mean, listen, Carter may not have registered a bunch of sacks and tackles, but what he did to free up people was absolutely insane. He was dominating. Alex Santana, thank you for the super chat. Goes, Rest gifted the Rams some PIs that led to touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, if they don't score, if they don't get those PIs, let me tell you, this game is like 30-6. It is. The defense was really good tonight, and I fully 100% believe they're the real deal. I believe in them. I obviously they eventually they're going to have to get an edge rusher, for down the road, but I think they're legit. I think they're going to be good going forward, and with this offense and the one way Barkley runs and is playing, I think they can beat anybody. I think the Eagles are a scary team. What is going on with you guys? King of Kings, Murphy, 22 months, almost 2 years being dingbat, 500. And Joey, you are the man. Thank you.
Awesome, man.
Thank you for support. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, I know people are asking, like, who are we going to get to replace Brandon Graham now? I don't know. I don't know that there's anybody out there that you can get to bring in and replace. I mean, nobody's going to come in and be as effective as Brandon Graham was.
I mean, the only player that's on the street right now that they could sign, which I heard from Sports Illustrated a few days ago, is Shaq Lawson. And he's been mostly a role player. Bills, first-round pick, a while ago. He's 30 years old. They could bring in a guy like that. I mean, look, you're down 2 edge rushers now, so they're going to have to bring somebody up. They're going to have to. Who's on the practice squad right now that could, be somewhat of a good rotational guy? I honestly don't know who's on that practice squad that could move up and at least help out. So they might have to go out. They're down a couple guys now. So
yeah, they're gonna have to figure something out. They are. I mean, Huff will come back at some point, right? He's due back.
Game.
Well, that's for the. Well, I'm thinking playoffs. Playoffs is what we need. So
yeah, right.
Brian, Brian Palmer, thank you for super chat. Absolutely perfect game plan. Run heavy. Keep the ball away from Hurts to avoid turnovers. Come on, man. Coaching gets kudos tonight. Listen, when you talk about that offense, I mean, you just find a way to go boom to Barkley, don't you? He just finds a way to get it in there. It hurts. I mean, geez. Leon Banks, thank you for super chat. I'm putting it in the universe. J.J. Watt for Super Bowl run. Get him out of retirement. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll move Trotter to the edge. Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to figure something out. Listen, the one thing I'll say is that I kind of trust the things Fangio has done and what he thinks that he could do with his players. He's been pretty spot on with the guys in terms of knowing what they do well. So, he's going to have to find somebody. But listen, Graham is part of that rotation. It's not the end of the world. It's not. We will be okay. But I don't know who to go out and get. I don't know.
People are saying Clowney, is he even available? Like, is he a free agent?
Isn't he with Carolina?
I got. I
thought he was. No, he's signed some. He's already signed. Nick Marchetti, thank you for super chat. He goes, I moved Carter or Milton to the edge for some snaps. Yeah, you could do that for some snaps. Kings, thank you for super chat. I'm scared, Joey, about our edge rushers now.
Yeah, I mean, look, it gets you a little nervous now. Yeah, because you're down 2 guys. Like I don't think Teron Jackson's going to be a name that's going to help you that much. I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like you're not. You lose Brandon Graham. You might. You're going to miss a good depth rotation. But they're going to have to make a move. I don't know. I mean, they're going to have to make a move. Something they have to put someone definitely in there.
It makes you wish that they would have just brought somebody in at that trade deadline, though, but it's easy to say that now. Rashid Brown says Shaq Lawson is the move. That may be the move because he is available. But, oh, shit. But, I mean, seriously, what does he have left, though? That's my question. What does Shaq Lawson have left?
He got cut, I think, he had a sack last year, I think 3.5 the year before that, and 2. I mean, he's been mostly a role player. He hasn't lived up to what he was supposed to be for this amount of years. At 30, he's at 30 years old now. So I mean, you can't trade with anybody, and obviously the trade deadline is over with. So you're looking for guys coming off waivers, and you're looking for guys off the street. I mean, that's all you could really do right now, unless Chris Long wants to come out of retirement and play for us for the rest of the year. No, I know.
He wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either. Well, I mean, they're going to have to figure it out. It's one of the questions that we'll be talking about this week, I'm sure. Zay Boogie, thank you for super chat. It goes 500, Joey. I have a lot of Eagles running backs I've watched growing up, but regardless of the numbers, Saquon Barkley is the best Eagles running back ever. Man, I have to say, he hasn't played, but not even a full season with the Eagles yet. I have never seen an Eagles running back this dominant this quickly. What Saquon Barkley did tonight was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. What did he have? 255 yards on the ground? 255 yards. Not only did he break the Eagles record, he shattered it. And the runs that he gets, it's not he breaks off big runs. That was 70-yarder. Saquon Barkley, in my opinion, just became the MVP so far in this league. I don't think, and I know they love to give it to quarterbacks, but I think Barkley right now is the MVP of the league. What he did tonight, I've never seen an Eagles running back do, ever.
No, I mean, out of the gate in the second half, we had a 70-yard run. I mean, first play of the game, end of the fourth quarter. Even when they, he was not tired out, he needed some oxygen. He was really resting up by the fourth quarter. But we had the Rams defense gasping for air at that point, and we needed, we threw that screen pass to Saquon when he came in for that one play, and just one guy missed, 2 guy missed. And then, Gainwell got his first touchdown of the year, which was good for him. So he had a nice run up the middle for a touchdown. So it's a cheat code. I mean, you don't have Devontae Smith in this game. I forgot when the game started, we even had Devontae Smith.
You didn't need him. I mean, it's crazy. It was crazy. Slick, thank you for super chat. Goes Taron Jackson on the practice squad. Is he still on the practice squad?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Well, he showed a couple flashes during preseason. I mean, that's a big difference. But Lucas Roofer, thank you for super chat. Move Thomas Booker to the edge and bring Gabe Hall up. Yeah, I think though. I think we just got to be a little patient and see what they do. I don't know. Can Khalil Mack go ask for his release? You know what I mean? I mean, Dan Jones gets released, gets to go to the team. Why not?
Fucking Reddick. Why not Reddick get released at this point with how the Jets are playing?
I know, right? I know the way the Jets are. It's crazy. But I'll tell you, Saquon Barkley, he's so scary. He's so scary for defenses. Now, here's the thing that kind of pissed me off a little bit during the game. There was a stretch where we were saying in my chat, all right, they need to play action and go long and take a shot to AJ because they are so worried about Saquon Barkley. And then they finally do the play action and look deep. But guess what? Barkley's on the sideline and Kenny Pickett is in the game. You're not going to create the fear in teams when Kenny Pickett is on is on the field.
You mean
well,
Gainwell?
I don't understand. Yeah, Kenny Pickett, Kenny Gainwell, Pickett, whatever. One of the two Kennys. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I just think that like, and I'm not trying to like get mad or like go off on Gainwell, but I'm just saying like, why take your scary weapon out like on third downs? Why does he come out of the game on third down? Like when you need him, like that's when he needs to be on the field. You know, I don't get it.
Yeah, and that's on the running back coach. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like when they feel like Barkley has had a certain amount of snaps, they want to rest him for a few snaps. Or, I mean, I don't know how much did Gainwell run in 2 minutes? Did he run a lot in 2 minutes? I don't know if he did. I thought they had Saquon in 2 minutes a little bit, not the whole time, but
they took him out. They took him out in the final drive.
Yeah,
they took him out. I hate when they do that. You know, I just don't understand. You know, like, but the one play where they finally looked, where it hurts play action, and then he was looking deep. It was like you ran the play action. You ran that play with Gainwell. It's like Barkley's the threat. Don't you think that they don't see when Barkley is not in the game? Like, you got to do that, but with Barkley in the game, and that whole defense will come rushing in, and you'll have a step downfield. So I don't know. But Brian Pumper, man, thank you for the super chat. Goes, go get me Justin Houston. Not sure where these dudes in the chat are asking for a guy named Rashid Saheem, Madden-generated character. Thank you for the super chat. Where is Justin Houston? Is he a free agent? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's played the last few years. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. James, thank you for the super chat. Goes, Saquon. Yeah, Saquon was awesome. I mean, like I said, that was the best game I think I've ever seen from an Eagles running back. And, you know, he's already, in my opinion, probably the greatest Eagles running back we've ever had in my lifetime. And we're not even one full year in. It's just he's that good. He was
like 30,
with somebody different.
I think he was like 30 yards away. I forgot what the number was. He was like 30-something yards away from like the single rushing record in game in the NFL or something like that. I mean, it's crazy.
It was. Nick Marchetti, thank you for the super chat. We need to bribe a bad team to cut edge rusher. I know. We're going to have to figure that out. Greg Q, thank you for the super chat. Chat, help recruit J.J. Watt on Twitter. 35 years old. I don't think he's coming out.
No.
Even if he did, a guy like that, he ain't going to be ready. He's not going to be in shape to play. Like, you're going to have to get somebody. You're going to have to really basically trust what you have. You're going to have to come up with some things with that, you know. I don't know. Maybe you blitz a little more. Maybe you do some things with Dean and Bond. You know, like people talk try. Like you're gonna have to figure it out. And I think the one thing Vic Fangio has proven so far is he's very good at that. He's kind of good at identifying who would do good at doing certain things and then letting them do it. You know.
Yeah.
Dad says the trading Reddick just keeps getting dumber. Well, that was always my contention. It was like the one move. It was one move too many. The one move you didn't need to make. The Rebirth says Brandon Graham Twitch tricep is out for we talked about that. Brian Pumper, thank you for super chat. Goes, I'm mean, fellas. Is this when Fletcher comes back? I didn't think about that. Fletcher Cox come back. No, I don't think he's coming back either. He just said every team is hot until they run into the Eagles, right? Well, every team is the team that's going to show us how we're not for real and we're a bunch of frauds. And then we beat them, and then it's like, oh, you only beat them. They're not that good anyways. Yeah, nobody's as good as us. I agree, you know?
Yeah.
I agree. Only good defensive linemen we got are Sweat and Carter. Rest are busts and not good enough by a mile. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Milton Williams played really good today. I mean, I think you guys could play. I don't know. I don't think it's dire as people think. Although, you know, basically what I'm saying is you already needed a pass rusher. Nothing has changed. And I love Brandon Graham. He had a great game. But just because you lost, it doesn't mean that somehow this defense cannot sustain what it's been doing. It's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cox is skinny. He lost a lot of weight. Splendor says 500. I don't want any of those guys off the street. They're for a reason. They're trash and old. Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna have to just go with what we got. Beast Card David Super Chat. He goes, Joey, I was at the game and it was unbelievable.
Oh, I dude, I don't doubt it. I heard today, I think they looked at the transactions of tickets that came from Pennsylvania and it was like 17%. Like it was a lot. It was apparently a lot of Eagle fans at the game. Yeah. Like it was, I mean, LA, I already know it's
surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not surprising. Time for Nolan Hunt and Nolan to step up. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Did Davis play? Not much.
He didn't play
much. No, I think it was because the fear of the passing game more than anything. We still have Hunt. Going to need Nolan to step up. Yeah. Well, when's Hunt come back? Like, do they know? You said at last game of the season.
You mean Bryce Huff? Yeah.
Yeah, Bryce Huff. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, he's on IR, so I'm thinking 6 to 8 weeks. So probably maybe he comes back the last week of the season. Yeah, I would probably say.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, Philly, where's it's here.
It's here.
It's here. Guys, this is because either Nick Sirianni or Howie Roseman are in love with Gainwell. I hope they don't resign Gainwell, let him go, and use Shipley when needed. The University of Georgia drives me nuts. Draft another running back next year. Yeah, I hear you. If Jordan Davis takes the next potential step forward, becomes the defensive line player we need him to be, regardless of replaces BG, there should be enough between Davis and Carter to still get to the core. Oh, I agree. I don't think it's going to change as much as people think. I really don't. I mean, you're not talking about Brandon Graham getting, he's not on pace to get 10, 15 sacks or anything like that. I mean, no. He was a rotational guy. It's just hard because he's such a legend as an Eagle that you hate to see him go out that way. It sucks.
Yeah.
But hopefully he'll come back.
Hopefully.
The refs rigged for the over. They were always playing points. Refs were horrible tonight. To me, the refs took the money line in the Rams because, I mean, they did every time the Rams, like there was a call our way, they had to get together and discuss it. Like every time.
Yeah, every time it was a penalty on us, it was always an offset penalty on both sides. Every time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Mark Holmes is still making excuses why Eagles are winning, like saying we ain't nothing without Barkley. Yeah, but that's such a stupid comment. Can't say, oh, well, they're nothing if you wouldn't have this guy or this guy. But we do have that guy.
Well, dude,
that's part of the team.
The Cowboys have ran running backs into the fucking ground. How many times? Ezekiel Elliott, DeMarco Murray? How many guys have they run into the fucking ground? I mean,
just a lot.
Come on now.
Yep. Antonio Holmes says the clutch run plays of Graham. He made some huge plays for us. Oh, Graham was great against the run, and like I said, this game he was having his best game. I mean, he was. It sucks, but you know what? At the end of the day, you're 9-2. You went there, you beat the Rams. The defense showed that they're legit. These young kids showed that they're legit, and I think that we gotta say, man, we're in a really good chance. We have a potential to beat. I think beat the Lions. I think we can compete with them. Nicholas, I think we're super chatting. Go get Robert Quinn. No, please don't. We'll find out and see what they're going to do. We just don't know yet. Mm-hmm. Not kidding. There says it will be all right. We could go out and get a rotation guy. We just need to believe in our guys. Agreed. I think we'll be fine. I really do. But I mean, the defense, like I said, I thought Nakobe Dean had another giant game, man. Giant game from Nakobe Dean. He was awesome tonight.
Yeah, he was great. My favorite play from Nakobe Dean was when he put Kyron Williams on his ass and got that sack. You guys put the running back on his ass and just hit Matt Stafford. I mean, that was my favorite play from him. He was great.
He ran right over him, dude. Flat out ran right over him.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. It was. It really was crazy. But I think that defense showed us a lot. I think they showed us that those corners are legit. I think those linebackers are legit. And I thought the pass rush was pretty good tonight. Philly Joey Shakes, wait till next week when all of a sudden Baltimore will be the shitty team we hear. It was a great team. Yeah, exactly. Next week they'll be shitty. Literally, people were like saying, oh, you beat nobody. Oh, you beat the Rams. Big deal. Literally, all I heard about the Rams all week was that offense is like nothing you've seen. You haven't played anybody like that. You ain't going to be able to stop them. They destroyed them.
I mean, there's a lot of teams squirming out of wins. KC's been squirming out of wins as of recent. They've been pretty mid. I mean, not mid this year, but they haven't played. I don't think. I mean, that defense has been really their strong point, their strong suit this season. But when it comes to the first seed, I think today was a very important day because you're taking care of what's in front of you every single week. Because obviously the Vikings won, Detroit won, not by much, versus the Colts. But you had a lot of help in the division because you got Dallas a better, a worse draft pick, and you have Washington now that is now behind 3 games as of right now. Right. So that was big for us for the division today. But we have to keep this train rolling. You got to go face Baltimore. You got, Carolina after that. And then you got, Pittsburgh. So these are, you have a couple tough games coming up, and it starts another week this week,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully I'm going to be watching that Lions game. I hope the Bears could show up and do something, man, because we could really use a win over, for them to lose somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Any news on Sweat? No, I think Sweat came back in. I think he was fine. Do you think Barkley right now is the MVP of the league?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're not excusing some of these touchdowns he's missed 13 touchdowns on the 1 yard line because we do the tush push, and Hurts is getting Hurts is getting all of that royalty. So if that's not the case, I think he'll get play of the year. I think he'll get that from his backwards hurdle a few weeks ago. But I think he'll. There's a big possibility. I wonder how the NFL is going to feel about that. Going forward. So
Barkley, 255 rushing yards, franchise single game record. And then he had 2 rushing touchdowns of 70+ yards. And I think that's the first time since Maurice Jones-Drew did it in 2009. Jesus. That's crazy. Tamika writes, thank you for the super chat. Goes, when I see Maddox on the field, I wanted to hit the TV. I know. And you see that big ass swollen toe. It's just brutal.
Yeah,
it is. Saquon is the MVP. I think he's got to be. And usually they want to give it to quarterbacks. I know that they do. But, can't wait to see the comments on the reverse call from the decline to accepted. Which call is that?
The one where, it was the fourth. So they declined. I forgot what penalty it was. They declined a penalty. It was 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and then they were going for it. Then Nick was like, "No, we're gonna accept the penalty." So it's 3rd and 16. I forgot what it was. And then that's when Milton Williams had the sack. That's when Milton had that sack on that play. So,
I don't know. The announcers were saying something to the effect that they don't know that the refs even gave Nick a chance to. They just assumed he was going to decline it. So I don't know what happened there, but it's just like it seemed like every time that there was they needed a big play downfield or whatever, the referees gave them a pass interference. I think there were 3 or 4 of them, in the first half. And then, when we would get a call, it's they would have to go and huddle and talk it over, almost like they were trying to figure out how to neutralize the penalty. It was bad. At one point they go, personal foul, on the Eagles. And the guy goes, and he's looks like this a 69. He didn't even know who did it.
No,
it was ridiculous.
No.
I thought this was one of the worst officiating games I've seen. Ocean, thank you for super chat. The Eagles may be the only team that can beat Detroit. And there's a place too. 500, make Seals eat some crow. He picked the Rams. Did he pick the Rams for real? I will make him eat crow. I definitely will. I think the Eagles are the only team in the conference that could beat Detroit. I think the Eagles, well, maybe Green Bay, maybe because they're pretty good too. But I think realistically, the way the playoffs are going to unfold, I think it's got to be the Eagles. I think that we're going to see. I think that's where we're headed for Eagles-Lions showdown. And right now, the Lions are a game ahead of us. And it's a tough game. We got to catch them.
Yeah, we got to.
500. We're so focused on a rotation defensive end getting hurt. Let's talk about how dominant the O-line was. Oh, talk about the O-line. I mean, dude, that's the thing. I mean, you wonder why is Barkley getting 255 yards? Well, you got Saquon Barkley is that talented of a running back, but he's now playing against a really good offensive line, dude. That offensive line was dominating a very good defensive line of the Rams, Joey. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that defensive line is good over there. I mean, with Fisk, I thought they did a good job against Jared Verse. Got some pressures. I know he pancaked Mulata on that one play. He pancaked him, and they got some chip blocks in for Barkley to get around the edge, which was good. So Calcaterra had a nice block to the outside when Saquon went to the left side. So no, they are. Their blitzing rate, their pressure rate is very high. I think at the highest of the NFL. It's very, very good on quarterbacks that drop back. They're the highest rated when it comes to pressure. So you did a good job there, man. Great job.
Oh, hell yeah. And then you look at like Mekhi Becton. I think you got to find a way to sign this guy, dude. His career is revitalized. He's legitimately an all-pro guard, in my opinion. It's just amazing. The Eagles won this game, really. At the end of the day, why the Eagles win this game? They won this game because the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball dominated the Rams on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. That's why the Eagles won, and that's why they're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah.
It's because of that.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay ain't even a playoff. No, I ain't worried about Tampa. Philly Flyer says Detroit O-line is legit. Carter and Sweat going to be double teamed because Lord knows the rest of them only good versus other bums, but trash versus good O-lines unless Fangio finds someone lost the NFC Championship game. Well, I mean, then can we say that on the opposite side? The Eagles have a good offensive line. The Detroit Lions lost Aiden Hutchinson. Okay, that's a big loss. We talk about Graham.
Huge loss.
Graham is Aiden Hutchinson is a defensive changing loss. So if you're going to sit there and say that the Eagles are trash defensive line, then I'm going to say that the Lions right back at you because, we got a really good offensive line too. It's probably 1-2 Lions, Eagles, Lions, however you want to go. I think the Eagles overall better defense. I think the Eagles got a much better defense than the Lions. So I think that's advantage for the Eagles.
You missed King of Kings super chat, I think.
Oh, let me go find it. Here, let me go up here. Find it. King of Kings, thank you for super chat, man. He goes, Joey, let's be honest. Could we beat the Chiefs?
I think second time around, and now that you can actually have a run game, and I possibly, yeah. I think they could beat anybody. I think really it comes down to if the Eagles beat themselves, that's how they lose games. I mean, they stop themselves from going anywhere. That's how I think of it. It comes to the coaching staff, and it comes to execution. And I have to give Nick Sirianni props today because I thought this was a very well-run game today. I thought he did a pretty good job on some of the challenges and you've talked about it, where the Eagles, were they that successful with the run game in the first half? Not as much because they really explode in that second half. They didn't stray away from the run. If it doesn't work or if Barkley's running up the middle and he's not getting much yardage, like they don't stray away from it. That's been another big thing. They're not giving up on certain. I mean, they know the talent they have back there. I mean, there's no Devontae Smith, and you still score 37 points. I mean, it's crazy, dude. It's insane.
It's
AJ
really
Brown.
crazy.
AJ Brown had what, like 7 for 106. I don't know what he had.
And we're not even talking about what he had a touchdown, which they called an incompletion. I couldn't believe it. It's crazy. But yeah, Barkley was so dominant. I mean, Barkley had 309 total yards, dude. That's insane. That's insane. The guy's about 1,400 yards on the year. He may hit 2,000 yards. Nick, thank you for the super chat. Because Lions play the Bills in a few weeks. I think they lose. Yeah, that's gonna be a slugfest. I hope
Bills,
be able to stream that
Bills and Packers back to back. So that you're really hoping that they can lose one of those games. That's what you're really hoping.
Well, the Packers. I mean, the thing with the Packers is they're legitimately right up there too with the conference. But the Eagles beat them. They've already beaten them, and that team is looking. They're going to be a wild card team. They're going to have to travel because they could. Let's say they could win the rest of their games, and so could Detroit, and they'd be a wild card team.
And Philly,
that's going to hurt them.
Philly, you said winning that game was going to be maybe really important down the road.
Yeah, and it possibly could be, especially if they somehow beat Detroit and can overtake them in that division. Sydney family, thank you for the super chat. Thank God, and Giants for Christmas gift. Dude, how sick do you think Giant fans are? I mean, yeah, how sick do you think they are? You know, they got to be 500. I went back and got it right. I did get it.
Yeah, that was the one from before.
Yeah, Nick, thank you for super chat. Lions play Bills in a few weeks. I think. Yeah, I just saw that one too. I'm just trying to catch up to the chat here. You know, gut feeling is Bills come out of the AFC. That's my gut feeling too. But I think the championship game will be them and the Chiefs. See, I think unlike a lot of people who are like, well, the Chiefs this, and they only won by 3 today. Like, yeah, you know what? I really think the Chiefs are sleeping through the season. They're just like, wake us up when the playoffs start. When you win 3 Super Bowls, it gets like that, and that's where I think they are. Kush says, Kush Presenza says, 500, our season can be over because we lost Brandon Graham. Teams will run all over us. Nolan Smith is too small and so tough. They can't set the edge. We need a big body edge. Yeah, I mean, listen, Brandon Graham was a rotational guy. Good player. I'm not trying to disparage him at all, but I do not think that Brandon Graham being gone for the year is going to take everything that this team has done defensively to be as good as they have, and it's going to throw it away. I don't believe it's that. I mean, you're talking, 8 that's something like that's like when you lose like an Aiden Hutchinson in their prime. Brandon Graham's not his prime anymore. He's a rotational guy. I don't think it's going to affect as much as everybody thinks. And I'm not trying to like downplay it. I'm really not. I'm just saying like this thing's far from over.
I mean, who knows? Like, what if Brandon Graham didn't have a good game today and the Eagles dominated like they did and Brandon Graham didn't have a good game today? Would people be saying how bad, worse off we are without Brandon Graham? I don't know. But there's ways to generate pressure and, we'll find out if they feel like they need another move. If they need another move, they'll make another move. If not, I just read just now, shout out to, Anthony DeBona, because he's always great covering the Eagles as well. He says that there's been a lot of interest around the league, and he just put out a report now saying that Jason Pierre-Paul has been another player that has drawn interest from teams, but hasn't signed with anybody yet. So it could be maybe they get Jason Pierre-Paul in here. You never know.
Right.
So
yeah, Donald says, losing Graham will hurt, but we need someone to step up. Period. Yeah, I agree. It does hurt. There's no question. It can't not hurt, but it's the season is over. Says Kush. Yeah, I don't agree with you there. We'll see. Let's talk in a few weeks. Let's see if the season's over. I do not think the Eagles' season is over at all. Sorry, I don't agree with that. Brother Hannibal says Fangio was relying a lot more on Brandon Graham than we ever thought he would. Janice Hunt. He was, and he used them more than we thought. But, it's not like, okay, you lost Brandon Graham. Now everything is going to collapse and this whole defense is crap again. And, Brandon Graham, how long was he out in that fourth quarter or whatever? They hung in there. We will be fine. It sucks that he's gone. I hate that he's hurt. I hope he comes back and plays one more year. but it's not the end of the world. It's definitely not that kind of loss. Sorry. It's just not. I like Brandon Graham, but it's not that kind of loss. You did not lose Aiden Hutchinson tonight or Reggie White. You did not. Just did not.
Yeah.
Milton Williams will fill the void. Maybe. I mean, we'll see. Fangio will come out with a plan, I'm sure.
That's another thing, too, which actually is interesting because in the past, they have used Milton Williams on the edge. He can play inside and outside, so that could be another thing that they do. It wouldn't shock me if they do that. So they could. And we're going to see how these teams, treat Jalen Carter. We got to see how they see how they treat him.
Yeah. Like I said, the one thing that we've seen with Vic Fangio so far with this team is he seems to have a good feel for taking guys, what they do good, and utilizing them. They're going to have to find it. Is Brandon Graham loss going to hurt? Yes. Is it going to take some time to figure it out? Yes. Is somebody going to have to step up? Yes. Maybe they look and try to bring in some depth. Yeah, all that is true. But man, you can't just throw everything that this defense has done all year away because he's not there. Because that is just not the case. He was not the guy who was making everybody play the way they're playing. These guys are good. You got good linebackers in Vaughn and Nakobe Dean. You got a great interior defensive line, okay? You have a secondary with young kids that look absolutely fantastic. This defense is not going to melt away and it's all over. It's just not the case.
No.
And if they go out and they play the Ravens next week and Derrick Henry has a good game, that's what everybody's going to say because they lost Brandon. But it's not. In 2-3 weeks, you will see exactly what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Donald's is far from over, bro. We will still be unstoppable. This defense is good. It's too good to fall apart. I agree. Blitz rate will go up. Yeah, blitz rate might go up. I mean, look, we got an experienced coordinator. He'll know how to deal with it. I'm being real. I respect your opinion. Obviously, I don't agree it's that dire. But, I mean, we'll see. Only time will tell. Put Bradbury on the edge. Jeez. I forgot Bradbury was even on the team, Philly Flyover says, besides Sweat and Carter, who we got that's consistent? Consistent? I think Milton Williams is getting consistent. I think that you also have multiple guys showing flashes, and I think you get that consistently every week. It may not be the same guy every week, but you get somebody that ends up stepping up. One week it may be a Jomo that has stepped up. Nolan Smith might step up. The next week, tonight, Williams stepped up. So I think it hasn't just been one guy all the time.
No.
I think it's been multiple guys different weeks in a row,
And like you said, you have linebackers, you have a secondary. Like this isn't like the past years where you lose a big player on a defensive line and then we're squirming to try to sign somebody because you don't want your secondary to get exposed and you don't have any linebackers. And like this is a different year because it's more balanced on both sides. There's not really a defensive line out there this year that every player is consistent with depth behind it every single game. Some players are going to have their day. Like you said, Milton Williams will have his day. There might be another game where it's not his day and it's someone else's day that we weren't thinking about. So it's different for everybody every game. And what Philly is saying is that it's not all on one guy. It involves everybody. Just like, look, like if somebody gets in the backfield and misses the tackle, it slows the play down and it really creates time for another player to come up and make the tackle. Like whether it's a linebacker, whether it's a corner, whether it's a safety coming down, it doesn't matter what it is. But I think we need to relax on Brandon Graham being out for the year and acting as if the fucking world is crumbling down.
Right.
So,
right. I agree. So Brandon Graham had what? Sack tonight?
Tackle for loss.
So he has like 3.5 sacks on the year. Is all he had. He had 3.5 sacks.
Yeah.
Great against the run. Great with what he does. What to me the bigger issue, and this is just my opinion, the bigger loss with Brandon Graham is the energy he brings. The talking shit, the energy, the swagger. That's what I worry about almost more. We'll be fine. And let me tell you, with Saquon Barkley running the way he's running, and that offense, you get Smitty back. I don't think the Eagles are going to miss a beat. I really don't.
Yeah, and everybody talking, say, Jay looks Hunt. I mean, look, this is like maybe the second game he's had a lot of reps. I mean, it's going to take time. It's not going to be he's going to come in there with more reps and he's going to be productive as hell and be all over the place. Like they should have started him maybe gave him more snaps early in the season instead of not really putting him in the rotation, but playing special teams most of the time. So they just got to give it time. But Fangio's not dumb. He knows the strengths and weaknesses of all his players on that D line. And if he has to move guys around, if he has to blitz more and be more aggressive, so be it. If they want to do more 5-man fronts and put Bond on the edge, they could do that. This way, Carter can get freed up on those one-on-ones, because when you do a 5-man front, you can at least have one-on-ones all across the board. And we've been very successful with that. Do you do it all the time? No. But like I said, he'll find a way. I trust in this DC. I actually really trust in this
I do too.
DC.
I do too. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
I do. I'm more worried. I worry more about the offense, to be honest with you. I still worry about the slow starts. I thought they started off. I thought they had a great opening drive. They only got 3 points, and they ran a shuffle pass to Dallas Goedert, if you remember. I actually, even though it didn't work, I had no problem with that play. Yeah. The one thing I did have problem with is I just think they try the quarterback draws too much.
Oh God!
Like it's just too predictable. It's too predictable.
Agreed. Agreed.
Who got? Oh, wait, bro! You guys have stopped timing people. You get annoyed. She was annoying. Wait, somebody timed her out. Who timed her out? That's gonna piss me the fuck off.
Yeah, do I do that?
Why would you time her out?
Fucking
who did it? I want to. Why is she timed out? Stop deleting her shit, please. It pisses me off.
So dumb.
I don't even know who did it, but stop it. Stop timing people out. Let people speak.
Yeah, Greg Q. Man, I think Greg Q did it. Yeah, Greg Q did it. He just said he had to. Because she didn't spam that much. What are you talking about spam? She wasn't spamming that much.
No, she don't have
talking about.
You don't time her out. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people getting timed out for shit, man.
Bullshit.
I just hate that.
I'm looking. She didn't spam that much. Huh?
Who cares? She's just telling people her opinion that she thinks it's a problem. That's her opinion. So what? She can have her right. She has a right to that opinion. Shit. I don't think it's a problem. Some people are not going to agree with it. That's her opinion. She has a right to speak it.
I hate that.
It just drives me nuts, the timing out stuff. Rogue says, time for team to put 55 on the helmets and play for Brandon Graham. Fly, Eagles, fly. Janice Hunt to use it for motivation. Time to start to kick ass. 55 on the helmet. Whoa, I mean, you think they do that? I mean, I don't. If that fires up the team, why not? I mean, do it. But
I think Sirianni does that with his hat. Does he do that anymore? I don't know if he still does that. When he used to put the stickers of like players that are hurt, and he used to put stickers of their numbers on his hats all the time. I forgot. I don't know if he still does it though.
I don't know. I listen. I'm okay with that. If they want to play it like that, let's do it. Let's go. War of David Super Chat goes, my son is due February. I might name him Saquon. Dude, I'm thinking about the babies I'm making tonight, the twins, Saquon and Barkley. That's going to be the names. Oh, man. The thing, I hate seeing Brandon Graham go. And I hate that we're having to talk about this, but I hope he comes back one more year. I hope he comes back one more year and doesn't go out this way, Yeah, no. Joshua says, Mark Holmes and his Al Bundy stories. I had 99 rushing yards in one game, but I settled down and had Dak Prescott babies. Oh, God. Yeah, that guy lost his mind. Jeremiah Trotter. Yeah, maybe Trotter is the answer. Can Trotter play the edge? Or do you get Zach Bond and put Zach Bond at the edge and let Trotter play? I mean, you could do something like that. You gotta we got to give Fangio, you know what I mean? We got to give him his room to kind of figure this out. I think the defense will be okay.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem with putting, like I was saying, the only putting Bond at edge is you don't want to put him there full time. Like, you need him at inside linebacker too. Like, he's our best coverage linebacker. Like, he's our best guy. So not all the time they'll make changes where they want to put Milton Williams on the edge, but they're going to have to do something. I mean, Trotter, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, it gives him playing time. Screw it. I'll see what's the problem.
Yeah. Hopefully Huff will be back before the last game of the year, though. Like, I mean, damn, we need him. But I would think that the Eagles most likely will go out and bring somebody. You said Pierre-Paul. I mean, maybe. But, I mean, whoever they bring in, there's nobody that's going to come in and be what Brandon Graham was, especially tonight. Brandon Graham played like a Pro Bowler tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Which sucks. It sucks, you know. But I'll say this, though. On the offensive side of the ball, Saquon Barkley played like an MVP. He played like a generational talent that you don't see often. He played like he should be the number 2 in the draft, you know? So, I mean, you know, Saquon Barkley, 300 total yards. My God, dude, that was incredible.
It's crazy.
Yeah. 500, Carter was double teamed all game. He has become the one player you always have to game plan for. Yeah, I think Carter is on the verge of dominant. And I thought, again, he played really good tonight. Although he didn't get the statistics, he was good.
If we want to harp on the Brandon Graham stuff, let's harp on something else if everybody agrees with it. Like, do you guys trust Isaiah Rodgers playing corner the next few weeks if Slay has a grade 3 concussion and it looks pretty bad? You know, if you miss him for a few weeks, does anybody trust Isaiah Rodgers as the number 2 going forward? And yeah, it's Puka Nacua. Like, you know, Puka Nacua is good, man. Like, we know he's really a beast. And you know what? It's gonna happen in games. Like, you can't be shut down every game. Like, it's gonna happen. You know, there's gonna be receivers out there that get their yards, and they were picking on him. They were literally aiming at him in any way possible. They were moving him all around the line. You know, I thought, you know, DeJean did a good job. Quignon did a good job, besides obviously the garbage time, you know, they giving up the touchdown garbage time. But, you know, do you believe in Isaiah Rodgers?
I thought Rodgers got ripped off on that pass interference.
Yes.
I mean, that was such a bad call. But, I mean, I think, you know, it's hard for a guy to come in. He's coming in, he's playing right off the bench. You know what I mean? And then they're going to go and they go right out and attack him. It would have been nice if the Eagles tried to give him some help or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Sydney Family, thank you for Super Chat. Have your opinions not living in Canada. Exactly. No. Oh, man, thank you for Super Chat. Bruce Irvin, Justin Houston, and JTP are available. Well, I would Justin Houston might be. That interests me. Yeah, he is old. But really can he come in and play like for a couple weeks?
Yeah, rotation.
You know what? 10 snaps a game, something like that, 15 maybe.
Yeah.
At most. I don't know. You know? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Either way, I mean, we talked a lot about Brandon Graham because I know everybody's worried about that, but I mean, you gotta take day and enjoy this win because this was a big win. I think the biggest of the year. And to me, it proved that this defense is legit. It is legit, in my opinion.
No, it gets better and better every week. Like, yeah, you're gonna have look. I don't think they looked great in the beginning of the beginning. You know, they were missing tackles. You had Reed and Slay bumping into each other. Then they both went out. I got nervous over that, but they tightened up. Like, you know, like I'm loving. You know, they're not playing, you know, heavy zone, and they're just keeping everything in front of them. The bend don't break. You know, he has trust in his corners and man-to-man coverage. You know, maybe there's corners, you know, in this game they were giving up too much cushion at times. You know, I thought they were great. I thought they were fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Oh, Yepa says, Phil, you think they signed someone? I kind of think I kind of think that they're going to sign somebody. Yeah, in my opinion, I think they're probably going to look to. I think just from a depth standpoint, you probably need to.
And from a standpoint of, well, the Eagles are 9-2, and there's going to be somebody out there that's like, oh shit, let me join this team. Like they'll probably be in the playoffs. Like it's not a team that's not a great record or something like that. So it'll motivate somebody to sign here. So you never know.
Yeah, I agree. I think it will. Hold on here. What is it? Lions losing to the Bills doesn't do much. They would still have a tiebreaker over us for a conference record. They need to lose to a division opponent. So the Eagles, The Eagles are 9-2. They lost to two division conference opponents, right? They lost to Tampa and Atlanta. So they got two losses. Who did Detroit lose to? I know they lost to Tampa. So that was one of their losses. I don't know what the other loss is, but you could be right. I don't know. But they have to get at least two losses then. So you need them to lose somewhere. But I don't, like I said, I don't know who they lost. I don't know who they lost to the other.
Oh yeah. By the way, someone said in the chat that Jake Elliott had a good game. Jake Elliott was good.
Jake Elliott was good. Yeah. Everything was back to normal. Jake. Yeah, everything's good. And yeah, that's exactly right. It would be great if Saquon breaks the rushing record against the Giants in the last game of their season. Could that? Yeah, you imagine that he goes over 2,000 yards and breaks the record. That'd be crazy. That damn Atlanta game is going to burn. I know it does suck. I don't know who they lost to Green Bay. Who did they? Let me see if I can see it here real quick. Let me see. Standings, where are you at? I'm trying to find standings here. I want to see who they lost. I think they did lose to Green Bay, didn't they?
They lost to the Giants. Wait.
Detroit?
Sorry, sorry, that was preseason. Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay and who else?
2016. I think they only have one loss. They have one loss.
Loss, you're right. They one loss.
Mm-hmm.
So if Buffalo beats them, yeah. So if Buffalo beats them, he's right. If Buffalo beats them, it's only an out-of-conference loss. They've got to lose a division game or a conference game somewhere. Otherwise, we're screwed. But they do got to play Green Bay again. I think that's a tough game. Yeah. But hopefully Chicago Thursday. That would be really nice. Now, if they lose and they have two conference losses, I don't know what the third tiebreaker is. I don't know what it would be because there's no head-to-head. They didn't play each other.
Right.
If the Lions lose to the Packers, we would have the tiebreaker because common opponent with a minimum of 5 games. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. It could get really weird and interesting all at the same time. But at the end of the day, man, I think the Eagle fans, I mean, we won a big game today. And I think that we should definitely be happy with it and definitely enjoy Thanksgiving because it's going to be good, man.
These next few weeks are going to be a big test. Yeah, I think we've been tested. We faced some bad teams. We faced some mid-tier teams, and now we're going to start to see what we're all about a little bit further on the next top tier list to see what we do against these other teams. So we still have some division games at the end of the year. We have to clean those up. So got to take care of another week. That's it. Another week.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I mean, is there anything else, man, before we get out of here you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I think that's it. I think,
Yeah, I think so too. Reverend Bebop, thank you for super chat. Yo, Philly, we're climbing the mountain and getting better. Just have to stay healthy. Apologize for my comment on a previous video. I agree, fans. Look ahead. I get too passionate. Go Birds. Oh, you're all good, man. You are all good. No problems. And thank you so much for the super chat. Reverend Bebop, thank you. But no, you're all good.
Yeah,
you know, it is what it is. Listen, it was a great night, and you know, except for the Graham thing, that seems like it's bringing everybody down.
It really is.
No, it was fantastic. You know, yeah, it definitely is. And you know, I think that I think we'll be okay, but we'll find out. You know, we got to play the games, right?
We got to play the games.
I mean, so we'll see. All right, guys. Well, listen, we're gonna get out of here. Sandy says you missed the super chat. Okay, let me go back and find it. I'm sorry, I missed that. Sandy, Dave super chat goes, how did Diddy lovers feel about the Ravens? How you Diddy lovers feel about the Ravens? Well, we'll let the Diddy lovers answer because I don't know any here. Rashad Maven, thank you for the super chat. I couldn't watch how good Quinion played. Quinion was good. He was really good.
He almost had a pick. You see that pick he almost had? He was close to it.
He almost had it. He did let a touchdown in. It was late. It was 37 to 14. It was garbage time touchdown. The safety was Sidney Brown was in. He didn't have any help, and I wouldn't put a lot of stock into it. You know, him and Cooper DeJean were fantastic again.
And I want one more thing. So the Philly Shakedown merch, everything is back up online. The cold season is here, and hoodies are now available at our store. So check the link in the description for that. We have some things cooking right now, and you know, we just want if you guys need shirts or hoodies or anything like that we have in the store, it's usually 7 to 10 days shipping, but when you check out, if you need any type of merch sooner, there are shipping options to get you stuff faster. So definitely check it out. And we have some surprises coming soon. So I just want to let you guys know that the Shakedown merch is back up and we're ready to go. So
I'm ready to go. Definitely. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here. I got to go smoke a cigar. And I look forward to it. It's going to be fun. And yeah, I'm sure you'll have a video tonight too. So we will definitely talk to you guys later for sure. With that said, we out of here. You guys have a great night. Peace. We'll talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat.
Peace out.
Yo, you have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off! It's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to defend the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.